Are you bored and looking for a Roblox game to play? Of course you are. You were literally just scrolling through YouTube and now clicked on this video. Anyways, that's enough of an intro. I'll be showing you a few Roblox games that you and your friends can play when you're bored. Also, right now some timestamps will appear with different game genres if you want to skip to one you're more interested in. The first one I have is Just Daytona, which is basically a NASCAR game, and before you skip this game because you think cars going in an oval track over and over again is boring, it's much more than that. The best part of this game is that it has collision physics along with crumble physics. You probably think that also sounds boring, but if you actually try out the game and its feature, it's genuinely so good. Besides the fact you can have races with your friends and there's basically no pay-win factor at all, the tomfoolery and trolling you can do is just amazing. Like, if you haven't been paying attention to the gameplay you're seeing in the background, you can probably see how this game can bring like some excitement or like a competitive feeling or touch. Also, this game is like extremely optimized, so even if your ping is a little on the higher side, or if your device isn't like very high end and doesn't handle Roblox games that well, it'll basically have zero effect on your gameplay. Anyways, if you want a more tactical game, you can try out Entry Point. This game has been out for quite a while and you probably have played it before, but it's still an extremely good game. The game right now unfortunately doesn't get a whole ton of updates, but there's still a lot of things to do, especially if you haven't completed the storyline yet. Entry Point is basically a game about stealth and strategy, where you are sent out in various missions throughout a storyline, and let me tell you, the story is actually very good. Once you learn the basics of this game, the game and its story is extremely engaging, whether or not you're playing solo or with your friends. I don't want to explain a whole ton so I don't spoil the story if you're actually interested in the game, but yeah, it's a very good game. In the game there's also a whole bunch of other game modes and stuff you can try out, but yeah, I highly recommend this game. Next is Blood Debt, which is kind of like Murder Mystery 2 and Among Us combined, but like not really. So basically there's like three main game modes. In the first one, you can either be a bystander with a chance to be a target, a killer, or a sheriff. As a bystander, your goal is to do tasks to lower the timer in each round and survive. As the killer, your goal is to kill the targets and not get shot by the sheriff. As the sheriff, your goal is to shoot the killer and stop them from killing their targets. And yeah, that does kind of sound like what I just said, like Murder Mystery 2 and Among Us, but it's still a very good game. In the second game mode, it's basically a two-team gun deathmatch, which is pretty simple. In the third game mode, one person is a juggernaut and who has to kill everyone in a certain amount of time frame, and yeah, it's just a juggernaut game mode. It's pretty simple. Also, as a bystander, you're able to pick up a melee weapon to defend yourself against like other players or the killer. Also, something that's very important is that when you get a roll with a gun, either from being a sheriff or some other game mode, it's very important you press T after you reload, or your gun just won't work. So yeah, this game is extremely fun with friends, especially in a voice call, so definitely check it out. But what if you're looking for a more chill and relaxing game? You can check out Be a Silly Seal, which, as the name implies, you're a silly seal. This is honestly probably one of the best like roleplay or hangout games I played on Roblox to just chill and relax. In this game, there's like a ton of things to do, from like fishing, upgrading fishing skills, customizing your seal, playing mini games, scavenging, doing a quest and stuff, buying a house, designing a house, exploring, you know, just gears, emotes, and just a whole ton of things. This video is going to be too long if I explain everything, so you can go ahead and try out the game yourself. It's pretty fun to just hang out and just mess around with stuff like gears with your friends and stuff. So yeah, a lot of things to explore and have fun with. If you're into horror games, there's a lot of options on Roblox, with some being good and others being not so good. An extremely underrated Roblox horror game, in my opinion, that I'm recommending right now is called The Train Tunnels. Throughout all the horror games I've played on Roblox, and trust me, I've played a lot, I don't think there has been a game on Roblox where I was constantly checking my surroundings more than this game. I didn't record my voice during the gameplay you're seeing in the background, but I was quite literally panicking when the trains started spawning in. The main goal of this game is that you're stuck in train tunnels, and you and your friends need to collect fuses in rooms, and after you do so, you find the exit and escape, with your goal being to not get run over by trains. The idea seems simple, but it honestly is not. The suspense you get from this game is actually insane, because you basically have no time to react when a train is coming your direction, and you're literally going to be constantly left looking around. This game isn't even in the horror genre on Roblox, but trust me, it's definitely a horror game, especially on higher difficulties. Overall, it's an extremely fun game to play, especially with friends. You should definitely check it out, and there's also other stuff like more game modes, and yeah, have fun with that. Next is obbies, and honestly, you probably played most of the obby games on Roblox, since there honestly is many unique ones. One of the more interesting ones I can find is called Shockwave Racing, and based off how many visits the game has, if you've played a lot of obbies games before, you probably have played this before. But it's still a very cool game to revisit and stuff, but yeah, looking at the dislike ratio, the game is kind of hard to play. Actually, isn't hard to play, it's just annoying. Basically, the game is just like a short obby, and you're in first person, and your goal is to either like get to the end and back, or just get to the end and stuff like that. And you have to be the first. Also, when you die in the game, you reset all the way to the start, so yeah, that can get pretty annoying. Also in this game, there's stuff like double jumps and slide features that honestly kind of just ruins the whole obby and parkour aspect of the game, since you can skip most of the obby using them, so yeah. Also, I swear some players are just they're just faster than me and stuff, but like, I don't know. Not much to say about this game, but it's still a pretty fun game if you know what you're doing. Now for a more action-filled game, I show you War Machines. It's basically an Iron Man and Avengers game where you can grind and combine different abilities in order to fight stuff like NPCs and other players. And basically, there's different areas, you go to them, fight NPCs, some of them have stuff like just regular guns, some with a rocket launcher, and there's even a helicopter that spawns in. Finding NPCs is pretty easy, and it may seem boring after a while, but there's a reason why you're able to PvP other players. The amount of combinations using different abilities is insane, and you don't have to grind like a whole ton to get ones that are decent. In the game, there's also stuff like destructive physics, ragdolls, and most of the abilities are pretty balanced. Overall, the graphics, animations, and general vibe of the game is great, and if you like action games, stuff like that, you should definitely check it out. But what if you're looking for a more open world and adventuring game? You should check out Oakland. It's a similar game to the popular Lumber Tycoon 2, but in general it feels smoother and has more content, since Lumber Tycoon was created a while ago. In Oakland, you can do like a lot of things, from woodcutting, mining, quests, golfing, building, designing your own base, and just a whole ton of stuff. There's like a lot of materials and just a lot of stuff. The map in this game is also huge, with stuff like mountains, caves, and even like underwater areas you can explore. And there's just a lot of stuff. I can't really explain everything. Grinding could get a bit boring after a while, but realistically, what grinding game doesn't get eventually boring? Anyways, in general, it's a very fun game to just explore, do various activities. Like, there's a lot to do. There's a lot. And finally, the last game I have for you in this video is a first-person shooter called Assault FPS. The game does have quite a bit of visits, so if you're into shooter games, you probably have played it before, but it's still a very good game to just go back, play, enjoy, stuff like that. It's basically kind of like a simplified version of Arsenal and Phantom Forces combined, but not really. There's multiple game modes, including two-team gun game, infection, deathmatch. Basically, you use futuristic weapons and stuff like that. You're able to run, slide, or crouch, and also have a grenade along with basically always having a secondary and melee with you, and you can customize in certain game modes. The weapons are pretty balanced in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure every single gun has sights, which is cool. Overall, it's a pretty simple game. It's a very easy game, and if you're into first-person shooters, you should definitely try it out. And yeah, there's also a lot of customization options in this game for your weapons, characters, stuff like that. So you should definitely try it out or revisit it if you like FPS games. Anyways, that's about all the games I have to recommend. You should definitely try some of them out when you're bored, and I hope you find at least one or two of these games interesting and stuff. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts or any other games that you personally find interesting. See ya.